Hi, I'm Christy, and I'm going to talk about why I became a single mother by choice and how I chose my clinic in this video. So first off, I really wanted to have a family. I remember growing up and always thought I was going to have a family. My dream was my high school dream. When you're in high school, it's cute. I'm laughing because when you're in high school and you're like, the world is yours kind of thing, I thought, okay, gonna get married at 22, have my first kid at 23, and then the next at 25, and then my last at 27, like 3 kids. Was I crazy? Absolutely. Never gonna happen. Thank God it didn't happen that way, because heck no. Anyways, so to make a long story short of everything, you know how you always just envision, and I still envision my life married with an amazing husband that I can support and he can support me and we can have all of that wonderful things. Well, it never happened. Which is completely fine. Like, things like that don't happen for everybody, and it hasn't happened for me. So then I really got thinking when I was 39, what do I really want in my life? And one of the most special bonds that I have and the most loved people that I have in my life are my parents. Like, I love my parents so much. We are actually, like, I can call them my best friends. Talk to them about everything. I love hanging out with them. They're great people. So, my favorite things are, like, doing things with them when we hang out. It's amazing. So I decided, okay, I'm 39. Can I picture a life without a child, without having those special moments that I have with my parents? Can I be fine with not having that? I thought, no. If I had a son one day, how amazing would it be to do Little League and, like, baseball, basketball, just watch him grow. Or if I had a little daughter, like, ballerina and dance and gymnastics, like, how awesome would that be? And then I thought even more in the future, like, wine tasting with a child, traveling with a child, just having the company of a child. Do I want that? And that was a really hard decision sometimes to think about it, because I, at the point, was 39 and I haven't had a child. And you have independence. And I'm single, right? Because I'm a single mother by choice. So being single, 39 years old, you could do whatever you want, whenever you want, right? Like, okay, you go to work, and then the days... I'm a nurse. Let's just talk about that. I'm a nurse. I work 12-hour shifts. I start at 7, and I'm usually out of there between 7:30 and 8 at night, depending on my patients. And then you go home. And on your days off, you have infinite amount of possibilities. You could do anything. Stay at home, sleep in, exercise when you want. So am I also willing to give all of that up for a child? All of it. And at the end of the day, yes. Because I always pictured myself with a child or children. So I talked about this with my parents, again, who are my best friends, and they were super supportive, 100% on, yep, we will financially help you through this if you need it. We will be there for you. And then I talked to my sibling, my sister, and she was totally fine with it too. So I was like, okay, this is it. Now, who else do I tell? Obviously, my best friends and my really close friends. Tell all of them, this is my decision, this is what I'm going to go. And of course, a lot of people really don't know what it entitles. So when you start talking about, like, sperm donors and stuff, some people might be like, interesting. That'll be another video. But everybody I know is super supportive. Some people decide not to tell people until they're actually pregnant, and I was the opposite. I wanted to tell everybody because, again, I work, and most of us do. And one thing that went through my head was, what am I going to do? Just start getting pregnant and getting fat, and people are going to think a couple things like, I went to a bar, had some kind of experience with a man and got pregnant, or I'm in a serious relationship that I didn't tell anybody about, got pregnant, or oops, got pregnant. And I didn't want any of my coworkers or my friends to think that, so I very much spread the word that I think I'm going to want to be a single mother by choice. I'm going to do this. If I get pregnant, it's because I actually chose to get pregnant, and it wasn't on accident, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use a donor. I'm probably going to do, you have two choices, IVF or IUI. I'm going to do one of those. And, yeah, I wanted everybody to know because I didn't want people to talk behind my back or like question things or assume things. So that was my choice, and I'm so glad I made that decision because, yeah, a lot of people were very like, okay, that's awesome. So once I really made up my mind, there were a couple hurdles that I still needed to do, and one of them was I was going to be 40 when I actually started the process because I was going to change my medical insurance for the more expensive actual medical insurance, so I didn't have to pay as much out of pocket. So plan on that in January. So I went to my gynecologist in December or late November. I was a pap smear, and it was a new gynecologist, and I told her my single mother by choice actual decision that I was going to do, and she was so supportive. Absolutely loved her. And then I asked her, do you have any fertility clinic recommendations? So she gave me one that some of her patients have used. So perfect, I had something. But then I also said that before I pump myself with hormones, I'm going to be 40, I would like a mammogram. And she was all for that and said, well, we need to wait until you turn 40, but I'm going to put in the order. So as soon as you turn, or you can make your appointment now, but don't do it until you turn 40. And I said, perfect. So she did, and everything was good. So then I went by word of mouth to find a clinic. There were a lot of people actually in my work that did have to do fertility, and there were 2 different fertility places that a lot of my coworkers used. So I researched both. So what did I look for in a clinic? Let's talk about that. First off, website. I looked at the clinic website. Did I like it? Did I not? Easy to navigate. Did they have a lot of information that I wanted? So the first one I looked at was pretty vague. Went straight from, hi, this is me. This is how much it costs. We do offer financing. Make an appointment. And I was like, okay, typical, I guess, clinic. So then at that point, I looked at this clinic's reviews, and a lot of the reviews were, I got pregnant, amazing, so happy. However, I felt like I was 1 in 100. Like, I didn't have any kind of personal relationship with my fertility doctor or anybody that worked there. I was just a number. I didn't want that, so kind of eliminated that clinic. And that was a clinic that my OB-GYN had recommended. That is my firstborn, my English bulldog. Her name is Olive. Anyways, she probably wants to go under the blankets for now. Or not. So that was my English bulldog right there. That was my first clinic. So kind of go to that one and said, no, sorry, OB-GYN, not using yours that you recommended. So there was a couple at work. There was one specific place at work that 2 people I knew who used, and then maybe 3, and there was another one that another person used. So I really looked into them. One of them, the reviews they loved. It was an all-female clinic, which is pretty awesome. Female power. However, a lot of that information you had to get on. They made you do a lot of vitamins and stuff to prepare your body beforehand. So it was literally like 60 days on these vitamins before we even start ultrasounds and all of that stuff, I think. So I was worried about that. And the other one didn't have all of that. So that, and I was like, how do I choose? So I went actually on the CDC website and looked at, I'm going to be 40 when I started the process, and looked at, okay, so if I'm going to be 40, who has the better success rate? And the one I chose was Advanced Fertility Care in Phoenix, because they have Scottsdale. They had very high fertility rates at my age. And at the point, I was going to be 40. Perfect. So decided to do my consultation. And I want to say, I don't remember, it was December, I want to say December-ish. No, it was January, I think. Because I wanted to make sure that I was on my new insurance. So yes, January. And it was 2020, so 2021, so still COVID time-ish. So it was via FaceTime, which was perfect because I actually was just getting over COVID, and the doctor I was talking to had COVID, which is why I didn't know that. That's why it was not in office. So him and I talked, and I already knew, I did research from that point, I was going to do IVF. Here's my thoughts. I'm going to be 40. Oh, well, I was 40 at this point, and the highest chance of getting pregnant would be IVF. Yes, it's the most expensive. Yes, it's more medications in your body. Yes, it's invasive. But I thought, if I can do IVF, there are so many benefits. One is, if I wanted to have siblings and I did IVF, it would give me the opportunity to have more than one frozen embryo if possible. However, my goal at this point was to have one baby, not siblings, but that was a benefit. Number 2, genetic testing. Being able to have someone fertilize and send some genetics at my age was so important. I am a pediatric nurse in an ICU. I see a lot of genetic abnormalities, which, let me be frank, I love all my kids that I take care of, genetics or not. I work in a cardiac unit, so I don't get to see all the rare, random things, but we do have a lot of things, and if I can prevent my child from having some kind of genetic abnormality, I would choose an embryo that didn't have those things, only because, to be honest with you, trisomy, Down syndrome, I would have a Down syndrome child. I would have no problem with that. But it's the syndromes that they were out there that are hospitalized for life kind of thing. I want to be a mother, but I mean, if I could avoid that, I would. So, give me hate, that's fine. That's my decision. So genetics was a big play in it. And another factor is IUIs, yes. They are so much cheaper. And if I was younger, I would probably be more geared toward that. However, I think about it a lot. Like, IUIs are basically, you can get your hormone. This is a non-medicated. You get your hormonal level. They prepare your body, kind of thing, and then if they put the sperm directly in you, has a higher chance of getting to the egg. However, it's basically having sex, right? Like, in the aspect of, if you're not medicated, medicated ones, you have a higher chance, but still, you don't have, regardless, IUI and IVF, you don't have a 100% chance. I decided IVF was for me because of my age. Genetic testing was important to me. And for me, it was a no-brainer. I just had already learned a lot of people who did IUIs and spent just as much or about IVF, and then they had to do IVF anyways, and that's a lot of money. That's like, so I just went straight to, I'm gonna pocket a lot, millions of dollars, and just get it over with and do it. So that is why oh my god, my two dogs, I chose IVF. And that's how I chose my clinic, was I wanted one that had the highest success rates. Okay, let's talk about my clinic since we're at it. Some people wouldn't like my clinic because their goal is they're going to impregnate you, or at least implant you with the highest genetic egg, regardless of gender, if it's your first baby. So if you're somebody who really wants twins or a girl and it's your first baby, they're gonna say, no, we're not gonna put two in, and we're gonna put the highest quality. Sorry, the puppies, regardless if it's a boy or girl. So I actually loved my clinic though, because of that. They didn't want to play God. They wanted to get your child, which is amazing. And then they actually had a nurse navigator, so, which I'm sure most of them do, who I was in contact with Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I can text her 500 million times, and she would text me back. And then obviously a 24-hour hotline if you have an emergency, which I actually used, which will be in another video. And then the best part I liked about my clinic, if you're in Arizona, Advanced Fertility Care, is a doctor, or at that point it was only doctors, because they did hire a nurse practitioner who was probably going to help the things, but you saw a doctor with every single appointment, except appointments that you would just go in for labs. Anytime you had an ultrasound or any procedure, it was by a physician, and that was amazing, and I love that. So that is why I became a single mother by choice. I knew I wanted to have a child so bad in my future, and I really couldn't see myself without one, even though I knew it was giving up a lot, but I was going to gain a lot more. And then choosing a clinic was word of mouth, CDC, and then I really liked them when I actually had my consultation. So if you have any questions about any of that aspect, let me know, especially breaking it to your friends and family. I can give you pointers, let you know what you want, but obviously if you're watching this video, you're either on the journey or you're about to embark on the journey, and I'm excited for you, and good luck in your adventure. Again, thanks for watching.